Hey, what up YouTube? It's BMac coming at you today with a Bujin deck profile for the January 2015 format. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into the deck and I'm going to explain some decks I made or some card choices I have. So first you start off with the obvious triple Bujin Yamato. He's the main card of your deck. The goal is to always have him out on the field. And basically what he does is he's your main searcher. He can help you bring your crane to your hand and pitch your turtle to set him up to be protected for the next turn. So yeah, he's pretty much the most important card of the deck. So then next I have one Bujin Mikazuchi. Now I'm thinking about putting in two because his effect is very nice. When a Bujin monster you have gets destroyed, you can special summon him from your hand. And I'm thinking about taking out one of my Arasudas for him. I'm thinking about taking out my Arasuda for him. But right now I just have one Arasuda, one Mikazuchi. And then I have double Harum. I love Harum. Harum is so great for setting up rank 4 plays. If you have another Bujingi in your hand or another Bujin in your hand, she's awesome for setting up the rank 4 plays. Or just being able to special summon her is great in of itself. So yeah, I definitely appreciate having two of her. One isn't enough, I think. So yeah, and then here's my one Arasuda. Thinking about taking this out for Mikazuchi, as I said before, because I think the only time where his effect is really useful is if you use Harume to summon her and then you special summon him off of Harume's effect. But I find it doesn't really come up as often as I need it to, so I think I'd rather have a Mikazuchi because it has beefier attack and a better effect for summoning. So yeah, that's all the Bujins right now, so time to move on to the Bujingis. So we have triple Bujingi Crane. That's obvious. I don't know anybody who wouldn't run triple Bujingi Crane. It's having access to 3 Honests in your deck, or 5 if you run 2 Honests, but it's awesome. Double your original monster's attack if you discard it. It's a great card. It's probably my favorite card. It's my favorite card to search to my hand, so yeah. And then we have the 2 Turtle, negate any targeting. I see some people run this at 3. I prefer 2 because I think 3 is a little bit too cloggy, and 1 obviously is not enough. So I think 2 is the perfect amount to have, and it's great to pitch to your grave first turn, because in this format targeting is a big thing, especially since Snatch Steal has come back. Turtle's going to be very useful. So yeah, and then next I run 2 Hair. I also see people who don't even run Hair at all. I think that's not smart at all, because you have cards that destroy without targeting, such as Torrential, or Bottomless, or Dark Hole, or Raigeki, and Hair's your out to that because it's just prevents a destruction rather than a targeting. So I think running 2 Hair's perfect, and 3 is too cloggy. And next I run 1 Quillin, 1 Centipede. Honestly, they're great, both great effects. I'm thinking about taking out a Centipede for a second Quillin because Quillin's effect is just too good, being able to destroy one face-up monster for free, basically, if you banish him. And Centipede's nice for getting rid of back row, but if you run triple MST, he's not super needed. But I do run him for now, and I do run triple MST, but I'm thinking about taking him out for another Quillin. And my last monster is Honest. I mean, what can I say? It's Honest is perfect. Actually, I'll explain a great combo I like to do with Honest in this game later on in the profile. So now we're on to spells, and I run the triple Tenki, because the whole point of this deck is to try to get Yamato out first turn, and since he's a Beast Warrior, triple Tenki seems completely logical, and it's great, and you can search for any other of your Beast Warriors, which is awesome. And next I run 2 Dualities. And Duality, again, it's draw power, so I can try and get that Yamato first turn. I'm thinking about taking out 1 for Bujingi Peacock, because it's basically a free Yamato no matter what, but I find right now Pot of Dualities, just having 2 Dualities to begin with, because you don't need it purely to search for Yamato. You can have it for any card, and you can use it to search for any good card in your next upcoming 3, so I think I like the flexibility of this a lot more than I would a Peacock, so yeah. And then I have 1 Chalice and 2 Lances. I was going to run 2 Chalices, but because of trap choices I made later, I decided to cut it down to 1, and 2 Lances is awesome, especially up against the Noble Knight matchup, because then you can Lance their Noble Knights and their equipped spell cards are useless on them, which is great to use. So, yeah. And then I run triple MST, because it's MST, especially in this format, like against Cleese, where you can, as soon as they set a scout, just MST it as soon as possible. And so yeah, the triple MST is pretty staple in this format. And then next, I run the greatest top decking card in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Bujin Carnation. this card is insane. It lets you revive 2 Bujin monsters, one from your banish zone and one from your grave, and it's awesome. Like if your opponent has you pretty much for game and you have no monsters and you just top deck a Bujin Carnation, you can completely turn the duel around and win it, because it basically gives you a free Susanoo if you want to summon that. So I love Bujin Carnation. I think 3 is too much because it's a pretty situational card, but 2 is perfect because I do find that it comes up almost every time I really do need it. So I think Bujin Carnation at 2 is a perfect choice. And let's see, next, my last spell is Dark Hole. Once I get a hold of a Raigeki, I'm just going to replace my Dark Hole with Raigeki, but right now I'm stuck with this Dark Hole. Great card, you know, staple. And then next we're up with the traps. Vanity's Emptiness, 2 of them. I do run 2 because I only run 2 because I do need to special summon Xyz every once in a while, so I'm sticking with 2 for now. In this format, this is a great card, especially against Necros, so yeah, there's that. And then my next is Bottomless, Torrential, Compulse. I mean, there's not much to be said about these 3. They're just staple trap cards. 2D Prison, again, staple trap cards. And the reason I took out my Chalice right here, 2 breakthrough skills, it's awesome. Yeah, it's a great card. You can use it again in your graveyard. And then my last card in my normal deck, Solemn Warning. Again, not really much explaining to do there. It's a warning. So now onto the extra deck. I run triple Susanoo, which is a great card. I love the fact how you can add to your hand or graveyard directly, and I love how you can attack every monster you have. One of my favorite plays that's gotten me games so many times is Honest on a Susanoo against their beefiest monster, and if they have a full field of monsters in attack position, you just attack the rest of their monsters for game, which is awesome. And it's usually what I go into almost every game first. It's the first Xyz I always go into, so yeah. And then next I run 2 Kagetsuchis. I'm going to cut this down to 1 once I find 101 arc, but for now I'm just at 2. It's a great effect, prevents itself from being destroyed, and you can mill your Bujingis in the graveyard. I don't know what's bad about that. And then Black Ship of Corn, it's Black Ship of Corn. Then Abyss Dweller, which kind of does work against me, but I find against the Mermail matchup, if I play correctly, Abyss Dweller is a great card to use. Starlight Paladynamo, not much to explain there. Gaga Cowboy, my favorite card to go for with game. Constellar Omega, because I run Beast Warriors and I used to run Constellar, so I might as well add this in here. Heartland Draco for that final push for game. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, because it's a great card, what else can I say? Excite on Night, just in case you're right at the end of the duel and you need, and like you're kind of on your last legs, and then you can manage to get 2 level 4s out. There's your Excite, there's to blow their field and save the game. Tiger King, which is awesome to negate your opponent's effects. And then my final card, instead of a Diamond Dialer Wolf, I run this, which may seem odd, but I like it a lot because A, you can go into it from Bujin Carnation, which you can do with Diamond Dialer Wolf, but its effect is awesome because you don't have to destroy another card in your field. You literally just target another monster, and then they can pay 1,000 to negate it, and then you destroy it. And that's why I chose it over Diamond Dialer Wolf. And I'm also I don't have 2 Kaiser Coliseums in this deck, and that's purely because I don't have them. I'm gonna tech out cards for Kaiser Coliseum later, and once I get them, and that's my profile. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. This is BMac signing out.